The tea is hot today. Hello everyone, I'm Sarah. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about the writing community and how it's going just a little bit downhill. Yes, that's right, I said it. The writing community is not what it once was. I'm not just talking about here on AuthorTube, I'm talking about the writing community as a whole, across the entire social media that is the internet, with the ability to talk to random strangers on said internet and having to hear the crap that often spouts from random strangers' mouths constantly, day after day, everywhere. I'm sick and tired of it. I hate it. It's stupid. And I'm going to sit here with my mug, feline fine. This mug is a secret, don't tell my husband. And I'm just going to rant about it, basically. So be prepared. Be prepared. I am on quite a few social media websites. I'm on Tumblr, I'm on Twitter, I'm here on AuthorTube, obviously, Instagram. So I sort of see all of these conversations happening quite often. Now, I'm personally not usually a part of these conversations. They'll pop up on my feed. These people are going on about so-and-so subject within the writing community. Obviously, it's one of those subjects within the writing community, and seeing these on my timeline, in my feed, is becoming more and more of a recurring thing. It doesn't help that on the internet you can be as outspoken as you want. You're allowed to share your opinion. It's not that you can't share your opinion, it's just sometimes people's opinions are trash. And that's my opinion. I'm just going to have it out right here with the writing community as I stand, because you guys are doing my head in. Not you specifically, maybe you specifically, I have absolutely no idea. I've been seeing a lot of talk recently about what makes a writer or what makes an author. I've been seeing a lot of gatekeeping recently with a few people who are daring to determine who can be classed as a writer or who is classed as an author and who is classed as a reader even. And it's such a bunch of bull. It's like there are those people who turn around and say, if you don't write every day, you're not a writer. There are those people who will turn around and say, if you don't read constantly everything, every single genre, good and bad, you are not a writer. There are people out there who turn around and say, if you listen to audiobooks, you're not really reading a book. There are those people going around saying that if you don't traditionally publish, you can't really call yourself an author. And all these people, middle finger up to you guys, because you are the worst kind of person in the writing community. You really are. I'm not afraid to say it. I'm not going to say it again. You guys are the worst type of person in the writing community. Let me explain. It's pretty obvious that over the years the writing community has changed. It used to be tight little cute in-meet real groups of people who, you know, didn't have social media, chatting about their books. If you were lucky enough to have a group of people who were like-minded and writers near you, of course. Social media happened, and then every single sort of site got its own sort of little writing community. But the core of the writing community has always remained the same, and that is to be a community. And what is a community if not to uplift, to help, to advise, to support, to befriend other people in the community? And there are some of you out there who are trying to keep people out of this community because of your old-fashioned, old-school way of thinking, of your beliefs. And I have a problem with all of you. I really do, because there's no one way to write a book. Okay? There is no one way to write a book. There are no two authors, there are no two writers who are the same. There's no two people who are the same. So, like with school, to expect every single person out there who is a writer to write in the exact same way is dumb. It's dumb as hell. And you are dumb as hell for believing it and trying to enforce it. Really? Where do we start? You have to write every day to be a writer. No, you freaking don't. I know the ridiculous writing advice is out there. You cannot be a writer, or you cannot be a good writer if you do not write every day. Writing every day builds your skills. It builds a habit. It shows you are dedicated and willing and wanting to increase your skills and get far and get published and achieve the dream. But you know what? People who don't write every day are also just as determined. They just don't have the time to write every day. They don't have the energy to write every day. You have people who are in full-time education. You have people who are in full-time work. There are people who have mental illnesses or physical disabilities that prevent them from writing every single day. And to single out all of these people who mentally or physically can't write every day and say you're not a writer is stupid. Because how much you write does not make you a writer. The physical act of writing or have written is what makes you a writer. The same with reading. Read everything. Read every genre out there. Read the good, the bad, the ugly. Like, some people don't want to. Some people don't have the time. Some people have to pick and choose between reading and writing. And if they're that serious about their writing, they're going to pick writing. Some people can't read books, and some people can't listen to audiobooks as an alternative, like myself. Some people don't like reading other genres. Some people don't like horror. Some people don't like thriller. Some people don't like mystery. But to turn around and say, well, you can't be a writer if you don't read all the genres, it's stupid. Once again, it's gatekeeping. It's extremely damaging and can really badly affect someone's self-worth and worth as a writer. I know it because it's happened to me. I know of a ton of people online, not personally, obviously, because they are random strangers on the internet, but I've heard their stories about how writing advice that they're taking as strict rules, such as read or write every day, is damaging to them. That they don't feel like they're a part of the community, or they don't feel like real writers because they're not writing every day, because they're not reading everything. And yes, it's gatekeeping. It's keeping people out of the community that they desperately want to be a part of, that anybody can be a part of, because of your way of thinking, because you don't see that not everybody works the same as you. Like, writing every day might work for you, Stephen King, but writing every day might not physically work for someone else, but it doesn't make them any less of a writer than you are. Got it? Right. Let's talk about publishing. Publishing. Oh, this debate is live on Twitter like all of the time. People can be so exclusive. Is exclusive the right word, the term that I want to use? It's ridiculous. There are people out there, guys, who don't believe that you're a real author unless you've been traditionally published. They believe traditionally publishing is the only way to go, and if you don't traditionally publish, you've not done the hard work, you're not an author. Sorry, see you later. Come back to me when you've got an agent and you've got an actual deal with a big house publisher. That's what some people believe, and that is absolutely ridiculous. Please, someone give me this rule book which you are spouting your inane ideas from. Like, let me have it so I can dump it in the dumpster fire. That is my first draft. This is writing. There are no rules. There are only subjective opinions, because once again, no two people, no two writers, no two authors are the same. No two writing journeys are the same. And you can't come in here and tell me that if I self-publish my book or if I indie publish that I'm not an author. Like, screw you. I sound like I'm taking that personally. I am not published. I'm taking it personally on behalf of everybody who is self-published and indie published, who has had to deal with this type of crap from coming from people who can't see past their little box. Yeah, it's called writing. You write outside the box. That's what makes things interesting. If you don't traditionally publish, so what? You're still published. Your book is still out there. Your book is still being sold and read by tons of people. You are a published author. How you publish does not determine your worth as an author. It's like you're standing at the podium with your notes going, right, so anyone who's traditionally published, you guys are 100% an author. Let's see, anybody who is self-published, you know, you're 50% an author. Anyone who is indie published, you know what, only 25% an author. Like, you've got the other 75 to go. Come back when you've done all the hard work of traditionally publishing. But this belief system that only certain people can be writers and only certain people can be authors, this belief that you can only be a writer or an author if you tick a set of certain boxes is absolutely dumb, and it needs to stop. This whole beating people down and pushing them back because they dare to do something differently than you do needs to stop, because it's not helping you, it's not helping them, and it's not helping the writing community as a whole. And we're supposed to be working together, and we're supposed to be boosting each other and supporting each other, which means supporting the people who choose not to write every day and supporting the people who choose not to read every day or every single genre. They are not less than you because they don't do it. People who don't traditionally publish are not worth less than those who do traditionally publish. This whole gatekeeping, self-entitled, I'm better than you because I do it this way crap has got to stop. You are free to have your opinions, and that's fine. I'm not saying that you can't. I'm saying you need to stop forcing them onto people. I'm saying that you need to stop telling people that they are not a writer or they are not an author because they do not have the same opinions as you, because they have not done things the same way as you. Because that's what my problem is. It's not that you have a different opinion to me. It's that you're forcing your opinion onto someone else. It's that you are making them feel less of a writer or less of an author because you can't not pick at them about the choices that they've made. That's what needs to stop. Stop thinking you are better than someone else because of the way you've done things, and just support how someone else is going about their journey. Be there to help, support and advise, not push into a corner until they agree with how you think, because that is not what the writing community needs. The writing community needs love and support, and that is the only type of thing that I think a lot of people will accept. Rant over. I'm finished. And so is my tea. Thank you so much for listening to me rant about this conversation while I spin side to side in my chair. Please let me know down in the comments below, is there anything that bugs you about the writing community? Do you agree or disagree with what I have said today? Let's have a civilized conversation down below, and I will see you in my next video. Good thoughts and happy writing.